you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Somebody brought this to my attention on my website at callforanuprising.com, and I felt after watching it the need to show people it because it's more of the same, it's more of the repetition, but it's also just showing you how far we've come with people accepting the mark of the beast. People are going to be accepting of it. People accepting the Antichrist spirit. People completely being blinded, which they even show you in the video where the child's holding his hand over his eyes. This is representing being blinded to by what's going on in this world. They're spiritually blind, which Scripture talks about. In 2 Corinthians 4, Verse 5, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. And what's more shocking about this, because most of you are going to say, well, I mean, I'm not surprised seeing this. You know, you show us this stuff all the time, Call. You see it on your own all the time. Is the fact that the musician is Busta Rhymes. I mean, did anyone know that this guy was still around? I mean, I don't know a single person who knows a song that Busta Rhymes sings, if you want to call it a song. It's more like verbal manure. But Busta Rhymes, who of course we've seen in the past doing the 666 over his eyes, but of course this isn't some type of satanic symbol that all these celebrities do. Again, this is just Busta Rhymes saying he made a 3-point basket before he went to the club that night, right? You see the athletes, the NBA players doing it all the time. The same NBA players, again, who are hurting, like the celebrities are hurting society and socially engineering them. So take a look at this. It is pretty unbelievable. For starters, it's coming out on 10/30/2020. So All Hallows Eve. Wow, that must be a huge coincidence, being that we all know about Samhain, Halloween, what it's really about, the devil worship, the rituals. Coincidentally, of course, has kids in it. It's about kids becoming possessed and taking the mark, which I'll show you in a second. But this called The Prophecy Will Be Fulfilled. 10/30/20, I assume, is when the actual song is coming out. This might just be some type of teaser. And it says hashtag LE2, the wrath of God. And that means, according to him, extinction level event number 2. Isn't that kind of crazy, being that I'm sure most of you have heard about the Great Reset, which I'll be covering in the upcoming days on this channel in heavy detail. The Great Reset, which you can look into for yourself. This isn't some conspiracy that people are making up. These people are actually posting their events, just like what we saw last year with Event 201 and the Gates Foundation, and how they were simulating exactly what's happened to the world, this pandemic that has occurred. And now we know that this next phase is about to be here, and they're even telling us with the Great Reset. So how ironic that is going to be occurring in the days coming right after these massive rituals will be occurring on Halloween. And again, I'll be getting into that in more detail and the frightening things that are being revealed through the Great Reset that people should be concerned about. And look, I know we can all say, well, we're not concerned, we're saved, we have salvation. It's concerning watching all this stuff going on. It's concerning knowing how many souls are getting misled and are going to be destroyed because they're buying into all this hype, all this crap, into politics, into worshiping false idols. It breaks my heart to see, and I know people think I don't care about any of these people. I don't care about these celebrities realistically, but I care about the lost out there. And you might want to say celebrities are lost, but most of these people are aware of what they're doing. They've made their choice, while many others out there have just been duped their entire lives. And we're getting to a point now where they're not going to have a choice anymore much longer when the mark is here, and it's coming fast. So of course they use the Jesuits in the video. Why wouldn't they? The Jesuit order, of course, everybody's aware that's the breeding grounds, another breeding ground for the New World Order. They use the Jesuits, the Catholic Church. And again, we all know about Bagelville, right? These would be considered the two tops, of course, at the top of the pyramid, along with the Fed, where you really look at who is doing this stuff and who is creating this stuff and how they are manipulating the masses. But they're using the Catholic Church, and of course they're using a Pope. You know, I'll get into details about the Pope. I'm sure a lot of you have heard what he said this week. I'll be sure to try to put a video out about that as well. So what's also very interesting to note here is right off the bat, you see a monarch butterfly as the symbol of the church. A monarch butterfly that says new life underneath it. Because they're referencing a new life and what is to come. This next phase is to come where people aren't going to be in control of their own minds or bodies. They're going to have the mark. They're going to be controlled by chips. And people out there think that's all crazy talk because they've seen it in fictional movies. But they're showing you it, and the monarch butterfly represents mind control, right? And you see it right there. What a coincidence. What you see is this Pope preacher reading scripture from Revelation, I believe Psalms as well. And you see kids all coming down the aisle, and they're sitting in the front rows, and they're listening. And like I said earlier, you see somebody holding his hands over his spiritually blind. And really, this relates to everything that's going on, right? Because a lot of the people who are going to be duped and taking the mark are the children. Now, a lot of it will have to do with their parents, of course, allowing it and doing it for them or with them. But the younger generations are the dumbed down generations. These are the generations that don't believe in God. They believe in science. They're complete fools. They're prideful. This is all stuff that they planned. This is how they socially engineered us to this point. So these kids come down, right? And they take this mark on their forehead. Now, the mark says LE2, which is the name, I guess, of the album, but like I said, it says Extinction Level 2. And it's pretty much referencing the taking of the mark of the beast. He's putting it on their foreheads, right? Now, all these kids have it on their foreheads, and they're sitting down waiting, and you can see, some of the people that are sitting in the crowd have their faces have turned red, almost like they're demonically possessed, but you're going to see the children become demonically possessed from taking the mark right after you see the Pope suddenly, or whatever you want to call this man, this demon, suddenly turn into a demon himself, and he's wearing a mask on his face. So I wonder, that must have nothing to do with a correlation with what's going on in the world, and the mask and everything with the outbreak, which is leading to the mark, and the vax and everything else. So the mask, and then suddenly the kids, their eyes turn white, right? Like we've seen in some of these horror movies in the past. And they're demonically possessed. And now all the kids who have taken the mark, and you notice that it's mainly kids who take the mark, and their parents are walking some of the kids up and they're taking the mark. How ironic, right? And they all run out with their demon eyes, and you can even see they'll just for fun, they'll throw it in your face. Of course, they got a little girl in her black and white checkerboard dress, because why wouldn't they, right? Every costume designer in every one of these music videos just loves the black and white checkerboard outfit. We just can't get enough of it. I mean, the people are just demanding it. They're calling their local radio stations, they're calling their local music producer, anybody that puts music out somewhere, they're calling and demanding more black and white checkerboard outfits. I mean, give me a break. Give me an absolute break. Of course, this is referencing Freemasonry. These are all the groups that are obviously all working together to build towards a new world order. Now, this is just a stupid song by somebody nobody cares about. Busta Rhymes can't even crack 1 million views on this video, which is pretty embarrassing since he has been force-fed on society for a while. But, I mean, no one's heard his name probably in the last 15 years. And like I said, I mean, nobody can name a song that Busta Rhymes has done. Well, maybe you can. I can't. And I don't want to because, I mean, it's not like we're going to count it as music. Like I said, it's just excrement. So look at the stuff that's going on, right? Everything in the world. And you see all this stuff. And people just think like this is creative art. And they're talking about dust to dust and how in this video, that's what he's saying, dust to dust, and everything will turn to dust again. And people in the comment, I mean, there's more thumbs ups and thumbs downs. And there's actually some smart people in the comment section who are saying, are you kidding me? And people still don't see the Satanism, and they don't. There's people who are saying, look, Busta Rhymes is warning people about what is to come, even though it's called Extinction Level 2, coming out on Halloween, right? Which is the day that most rituals occur, satanic rituals, sacrifice, everything. They even tell you it, I mean, openly tell you it, and they go, well, Halloween was a lot different before trick-or-treating. I mean, watch some of the videos that I put up on Halloween. They even in articles that are out there, they admit that it used to involve sacrifice. And like I said, what do you think? They just stopped all of a sudden? What do you think? Witches are getting burned at the stake and they just suddenly stopped? And now they exist, they tell you they exist, but they're like, oh, but they don't do that. They play with rocks and minerals. And the Satanists, they're only here because they want to help the LGBT community, and women have a right to choose. Those are the only things they care about. Get a grip. Get a grip. These people are complete sellout, satanic filth. They are showing you what is occurring. They are laughing in your face. The mark of the beast is real. It is near. And like I've said a million times on this channel, the youth is who we have to reach out and try to care for. But unfortunately, even in this video, which, yeah, again, it's just a stupid video of Busta Rhymes, but you can even see the parents are leading the children to take the mark. That is something that's going to happen. That's why it's so important to get to these millennials and these younger generations who are also just as dumb as the younger teens out there. And yeah, there's people just as dumb in their 30s and 40s too. I get it. I'm not trying to single out a generation. But let's be real, the time is short, and people need to be awake, because some of these kids are going to willingly take it, and they're going to be clueless because their parents raised them to not believe in God. They say, oh, we're not going to have them read the Bible. We'll let them decide when they're 30 years old or something, 20 years old. And if they want to read it, they can read it. We'll raise them on, Disney, and we'll raise them on, Glee, and all these shows that have these specific characters in it, and socially engineered people, and the Kardashians, and shows that make them want to be so self-absorbed. And then they go, oh, yeah, you're going to take this thing. The kids don't even know what they're taking. Right? And again, I talked about the Great Reset. I think it's, all this stuff. All these people know what is coming because they're all in the know. That's part of being in the brotherhood. That's part of keeping the secrecy. It's not like there's like 3 guys who know and everyone else is like, oh, I don't know what's going on. They meet in secret. They're given orders and instructions. Even someone as worthless as Busta Rhymes to do something like this, to do a video about this, to use predictive programming on what is coming. Right? Again, it's a part of sigil magic. It enhances the spell, but this is what the rules that they play by, showing in advance, telling in advance. And things are just about to get insanely crazy in the next couple of weeks. Probably all starting right after Halloween, right? Because we have this election, our fake election, we have the Great Reset that they're speaking of, which is just, they're openly doing seminars talking about what can we do? We're going to have to take, everyone's going to have to be on unemployment. Everyone's filing bankruptcy. Everyone's going to have to be isolated to specific areas. And that's another thing I've talked about. And I'll talk more detail about. Like, we see it with sports every day. They talk about it. Oh, there hasn't been any outbreaks in baseball or basketball because they were in a bubble. But football every week has outbreaks. They need to get in a bubble and stop traveling and be isolated. This is what they want. They're using this type of stuff just to subliminally plant seeds in people's heads so that they can get them trapped under complete control, under complete surveillance, and then start weeding out people who aren't going to take the vax and turning people against those who don't want to put it in their body. Turning people who are demanding everyone get it and turning them against people like us, in other words. Because we're dangerous and we're a threat. So crap is hitting the fan. I thought I'd point this video out because, again, somebody shared it on the website. And if you aren't a subscriber to the website, definitely check it out. Who knows what this stuff they're talking about now with this? They're bringing Zuckerberg and the Twitter CEOs into Congress about, what they can be on and what can't be on the internet, and free speech, and what's dangerous. Who knows? So if you like the content and you want to keep in contact with people who are like-minded, check out the website. It's $2.99 a month. It's very affordable for what the site is. And again, you can post and share your own stuff, your own information, your own videos that you create right there in the forum. People check it every day. And again, there's videos that go up over there. There's a lot of videos on there. There's an archive. You can go through videos if you want to watch older videos, specifically ones that were removed from YouTube, as well as newer videos that I put up. So check it out. I want to thank the patrons again and all of you who continue to support this channel. I appreciate you guys greatly. God bless you and your families.